I am GamerX, and today we're going to do a classic review on Pokemon Stadium and Pokemon Stadium 2 for Nintendo 64. Believe it or not, these games are actually the first introduction in 3D battling for Nintendo 64 and for Pokemon games. Now, as we know, Pokemon is a very popular and one of the best-selling RPGs of all time. Here's a look at Pokemon Stadium for Nintendo 64, 1 and 2. This is Pokemon Stadium, the Nintendo 64. It was actually the first introduction for 3D battling in terms of Pokemon games. Now the game itself actually depicts, which actually there's really no story to it. You have your basic free battle mode, you have a few mini games. You've also got the main story mode, if you want to call it a story mode, where you basically go through four different rounds of competitive battling. The most fun part of the game, besides the main competitive battling, is the Gym Leader Castle. I was very surprised about that. You actually go through every Gym Leader, 1 through 8, and then you face the Elite Four right down the line. Now, as Pokemon games were good back in the day, the difficulty in the game was basically a joke. If you basically know your types and know what you're doing, you run through the entire match flawlessly. What got me a little surprised more than everything else was the minigames. I think one of the best minigames on there was Sushi Go Round. That was probably the most popular minigame of its time. Now, in terms of sound and graphics, when the Pokemon came out, their cries matched nothing like the ones in the actual Game Boy games. They were like, pixely and, they were just horrible. Basically, horrible. I mean, for when it came out, they were good, but nowadays we realize how bad it was. Alright, this is Pokemon Stadium 2. Basically, it's just a complete remake of the first Pokemon Stadium, just made for Pokemon Gold and Silver version. Now, in this game, nothing really much has changed. You just have a few other tweaks, like you can actually hold items, and the fact that the trainers are more interactive during the actual gameplay. Alright, I should have mentioned this in my last review for the first Pokemon Stadium, but both Pokemon Stadium 1 and 2 were transfer pack compatible. Sorry. What that means is if you had a Pokemon Red, Blue, or Yellow, or Gold, Silver, and Crystal, you can import your Pokemon to your actual games. Which then was actually a great feature. You still have some of the same aspects, Gym Leader Castle, tournament modes, that's basically it. Again, the difficulty is a joke. If you know what you're doing, it's a walk through a park. Once again, we have a whole bunch of new minigames. I mean, I like the fact there's more of a variety in this one than the last one, but some of them are completely stupid. I mean, if I'm bored and I want something to play, yeah, I'll pop it in and play it, but there was no... Alright guys, I have a new question for you this week. Since I'm doing a Pokemon review, I have to ask. Out of all the Pokemon games out, what was your favorite? Alright guys, today I have a new segment on my show I call True Facts with GamerX. Right here in this book is all you need to know about all the facts and records all about video games. Since I'm doing a Pokemon review, let's look at some Pokemon facts. Now, believe it or not, the fastest speed time for Pokemon Red and Blue version set by Ben Goldberg on March 12, 2007, is 2 hours and 9 minutes. It's actually a world record. As a hardcore gamer as I am, I can never beat a game like that in 2 hours and 9 minutes. Also, for role-playing games, Pokemon Red version, Blue version, and Green version for Japan, is actually the best-selling role-playing game of all time, selling 29.7 million copies. 29.7 million. Believe it. Alright guys, don't forget, you can still subscribe to my YouTube channel at AWR316 for reviews, updates, and more right here from GamerX. And if you want, let me know how you think of my new mask. Alright viewers, here's an update from GamerX. As you know, Pokemon Stadium 2 was revolved around Gold and Silver versions. As you know, coming this March, Pokemon Heart Gold and Soul Silver are coming back to Nintendo DS. They're actually the complete remakes of Gold and Silver version over 10 years ago. Get a copy as soon as you can. And that's my classic review on Pokemon Stadium and Pokemon Stadium 2. Make sure to keep watching for more reviews and updates right here from GamerX, where X marks the spot.